Good morning. It's already past 9, which is a little bit late to water the garden, but I had some things come up that I needed to deal with. But now it's time to water the garden still. I don't want to wait until the evening because it's very, very warm this week. Some nights are above 20 degrees Celsius, which is a bit much, so I'm not looking forward to the rest of the week, to be honest. It's gonna be 40s during the day, and then it doesn't go under 20 during the nights. So we're in maintenance mode, which means giving the garden lots of water every day. I know there's always a discussion about should you do it in the morning or in the evening. I do it when I have time, and I don't think it matters that much. So let's do that first. Sun. So much sun. With the system as we have set it up this year, it's really just a couple minutes, open the tap and then close it again, because they fill really quickly with the high pressure that we have, and the beds are not that long that they need so much water. So this is just like a little bit of an updated version of just traditional flood irrigation, or it used to be a very common on the Iberian Peninsula. And so how they did it before, this is called a nora. It used to have a beam right there, and then you would have a donkey go all around the well, and so then they used buckets right there to get the water out. Does this make sense? Yes. And then they would use that to flood this whole thing, and they would use the a little bit overgrown channel right here as well. So they would fill this up and then open it to flood the whole field. And the idea is that the water gets more time to really soak in, and you don't need much more than a donkey for that. So what we love about this is that you don't really need to buy anything. We did upgrade it a little bit with the piping, but in theory we could do it with a donkey. So maybe in the future, in 20 years, we'll get a donkey and then we would do it like that again. But it's just much more easier than drip, because if you use, well, we did install some drip, but if you use a lot of drip with well water, they tend to clog up, and it's for us more pain than it's worth, and this works really well. Now Maarten installed a sprinkler at the grain field. Let's turn that on. So this is the sorghum, and I haven't watered it much, but it's growing either way. I know this looks very dry. Yeah, I'm working on that. But you saw 2 weeks ago that we installed these, but we figured out that the pressure wasn't good enough, so now we're doing just a sprinkler. Okay, that didn't work as planned. The sprinkler needs a little bit of adjusting, but we're gonna do that in the evening, as it's too late to do anything now. It's just gonna waste water. But lucky for us, amaranth and sorghum are heat and drought resistant, which is why I picked them. And the sweet potatoes seem to be doing okay. So bright. So they had a little bit of a transplant shock. Weren't having a good time, but that picked up again. and I watered them yesterday anyway, so that's good. And then the sorghum, or no, this is the amaranth, which is a grain, and I need to thin this because the spacing is too optimistic. But you can eat the greens, but I think I'll do that tomorrow morning. The perennial bed is looking good. The strawberries, for example, see, this one even has a flower. They're doing much better than before, so they're getting better water because it can soak in. I'm not watering them every day or even every other day because I want to have them make very deep roots. So I do a big soak, so to say, every few days, once or twice a week, depending on how hot it is. And they seem to be doing just fine from that. Okay, final thing I need to water now is the pumpkins, because this irrigation thing is forever a work in progress. I still need to hand water them. We were planning on doing drip on them, but we haven't gotten to it yet. So, hand watering it is. Lucky for me, this stays in the shade for a while, for the longest. So far, the pumpkin patch is only doing so-so. They're not really producing any fruits yet, except for one of the plants. It's just a lot of flowers. They could be producing more leaves. I'm hoping they pick up, because I would love to have some pumpkins for storage. But this is forever my struggle. I had hoped that the direct, like the compost in ground would be good for them, but maybe I didn't put enough like composting material in them. I think next year I'll just grow them directly into our compost heap because that's where they seem to enjoy life the most. Okay, now we have watered everything. It doesn't take long. It obviously takes longer when you have to put the baby down for a nap and get your hat and figure out why the hell this irrigation is not working. So it's already closer to 10. Oh, let me show you this. Awesome. I'm so in love with these sunflowers, really. I'm obsessed. Next year I'm just gonna do sunflowers. The bees love them as well. They go crazy for them. Some of them are super, super tall. But I especially love the ones that have like extra. This is all one stem. And it has 1, 2, the big one next to it. I'm not sure why they do that, but it's so fun. This one's way taller than me, with some bees on them. And for right now, pretty much most of them are flowering. But for a while we only had this one. So as you can see, it's starting to dry up. I'm just gonna leave the head to dry and just keep them as like a fun snack for the chickens. But this week I also want to do like a very late sowing of a couple things, maybe some more beans. The sorghum patch is kind of patchy. I think some of the birds got to the seeds, so I want to put some sunflowers in between there as well. And then because we're watering the area anyway, so might as well grow something there. And then I want to be able to replace the sunflowers when they're done. So Maarten bought some more seeds, some more of the very tall ones like these, the giant sunflowers, and some red ones. So I'm very excited to try those. As I said, I'm kind of obsessed with sunflowers. They're just like this big wow moment in your garden, next to obviously the zinnias and things. Now on to harvesting. I've been harvesting lots. The tomatoes in the greenhouse are coming along very nicely, as you saw. And the green beans as well. You saw me harvest these the other week, but they're still pumping out beans. I really need to pick him. A couple days ago I managed to fill this whole tub, so we'll see how much we get now. To say pretty good haul would be an understatement, I think. Yeah, 2 very big handfuls. I'm hoping that Puck starts to love green beans soon, because right now she doesn't. Which is not good, because we're drowning in green beans. Bo does like them, sometimes. Onto the courgette. I saw that I missed one the other day. So it's starting to get big. Yeah, pretty good. Whoops. I think I'll leave this one for now. I think it's starting to get a little bit too hot for the courgettes, but they did good work so far. But as you can see, they're in the beginning of the channel, so they get a lot of water, but 40 degrees is just a little bit much for them, so their leaves are starting to go yellow. I do want to start some more courgettes just to see how they fare, and maybe then we can have some more throughout the summer. I also see some climbing beans that I need to pick. I even found the first padron peppers. Oh, I have 5 padron pepper plants going this year. These are having a great time, as you can see. The other 2 are a little bit smaller, but it doesn't matter because we're starting to get a lot of fruit from them. So I picked the first couple. See how they taste. It is 10:30 already. I think I picked everything that needs to be picked here in the garden. But I saw a lot of ripe tomatoes in the greenhouse as I was watering this morning. So we'll go in there as well and get some more tomatoes. this is already quite a lot. I thought I planted less this year, but it seems that the plants that I did plant are more productive. Which is good because we've been working on the soil for 3 years now, so it's about time that they get more productive. But now I'm still drowning in produce. Which is a luxury these days, so can't complain. Let's go to the greenhouse. Wacht, hier, kijk, kijk. No? Okay. Ungrateful. I think we have enough food now. Not sure, but I'm just guessing here. Wil je ook wat zeggen? Okay, it's hot. I just checked, it's getting close to 35 degrees in the shade, so that's hot. Yeah, on days like this I like to keep it simple when it comes to lunch and dinner as well. And just make a couple of veggie sides, have some bread, some cheese, and that's food sorted. I don't like to cook so much. Hot food on a hot day is not my favorite. So we're gonna keep it simple. I have 2 courgettes from the garden, as well as a bunch of tomatoes. We're just gonna stew those together with some onion, and that's gonna be one side. And then this is gonna be a tiny side, but I'm just gonna quickly put these in a very hot skillet with some olive oil, put some salt on that, and that's also a side, just for me probably. And then just some salad and some bread, and it's gonna be lunch. Ja, Bo, gaat goed? This has been stewing with a lid on for maybe 15 minutes. And you can see they're nice and mushy. This is just courgettes and onion. Because I don't want the tomato to really go super mush, I just add them now. Coat them for a couple minutes and then that's fine. And then in this tiny pan I'm going to add some olive oil and throw the padron peppers in there. Almost gone. This is wild oregano that I forage and dry. This method is called blistering. I just remembered, and you could probably tell why. Because it's so hot, they blister. Wil je ook?